What did you feel about the defense in Tampa? Is that what we should expect in the full game?
Yeah, I think if everybody on the field healthy, communicating, playing as disruptive as we can be, that's the kind of stuff we want to put on tape. So hopefully that's just a sign of things to come.
That front four obviously is dominating when it wants to be. I mean,
Yep.
that doesn't surprise you, I know, but to see it like that is impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're a backer, you're getting into your drop, and as soon as you get to your landmark, you turn around, the quarterback's on the ground, you just drag back to the huddle every play. It makes you feel better. You get to stay. You feel like you're in a much better shape when that happens. Instead of chasing receivers around the field all play if they can't get this quarterback down. So, yeah, live in person, right behind them, those guys can really get after it.
It looks like you guys. I'm sorry, Joe. It looks like you guys have really worked hard on the run, improve the run defense. What has been the most important thing you guys have accomplished?
I think just buying into the coach's system. It's a gap-based system, so everybody's just got to do their 111 versus the run. If you trust the guy next to you to do their job, you do your job, there's going to be nowhere for the ball carrier to go. So I think everybody just buying in and playing the way the coaches want us to play, and the coaches coaching it up well with us. I think that's the biggest key.
So we've heard so much about this defense being more in attack mode this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is this front four going to allow you guys to really impose your will on teams?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Greg Williams would say his defense is attack mode too, but it's definitely just a lot more. Especially with the guys we got up front, just let them go after the quarterback. And you saw the results in the game when you can rush 4 and play 8 in coverage behind, or 7 in coverage behind them. You just and constantly get to the quarterback. That's asking a lot for another team to stop, because there's not going to be a lot of windows for the quarterbacks to throw it into. They're going to be trying to make some perfect throws, and as we got ball hawks back there who can take advantage of it, it's going to be great.
I know it's early, but do you sense that with opposing offensive linemen, they're kind of looking at each other like, who do we block?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got OV off one edge, Miles off the other, Sheldon and Larry inside. You can double 1, 2 of them, but then the other guys are going to be one-on-one, and those guys are going to win their one-on-one matchups way more often than they're not going to. And I think that's going to pose a lot of problems for other teams. And, I mean, teams in the NFL are smart. They're going to come up with schemes and max protection looks to try to get shots and try to get the line blocked up, but you can't do that every play because it's not going to be successful over the course of a game. So.
What's the simplest way of stating the difference in this defense is pressure the quarterback with 4 rather than 5 or 6?
Yeah, I think more often than not, our guys, they're just confident in letting the guys get after it. I think we did it a little bit last year, and Miles last year had a great season. Larry O had a ton of sacks, but I think overall, it's a little more in that vein of getting those 4 guys after the quarterback and getting guys in coverage, and hitting them with blitzes here and there, but just trusting that those guys can get after it.
What's been your impression, and since you've had Vernon here for all the spring and the summer, what stands out to you about him?
I just think, especially in terms of the weight room, his work ethic, he's in there. I work out, I go take a shower, I go eat dinner or lunch, come back before meetings, and he's just coming back from the weight room ready to take his shower. He's in there. He's a physical specimen. I think you saw it in the game, just throwing tackle on the ground. The amount of physicality he plays with is huge, and it's impressive to watch, and I'm just glad he's on my team.
You have a pretty good concept of what your role is going to be under a new coordinator?
Yeah, it's football is still the same. We still play the same coverages, same fronts, just a little bit different language. So, role really hasn't changed, just a whole different way of communicating and a little bit different way of playing it.
Based on your work in the offseason and on up to now, what have been some of the things that you're trying to improve in your game or add to your game?
Yeah, I think it's always just taking the next step. In the NFL, if you stay the same or you go backwards, you're done. You're not going to be in the league very much longer. So always improving on everything, physicality, using your hands, communication is huge, and the defense getting everybody on the same page. And then on top of that, trying to figure out what the other team's doing to you and maybe communicate a little bit of that pre-snap so you get other guys on the same page to play fast.
From your perspective as a quote-unquote quarterback of a defense, how good is Mayfield getting as the quarterback of the offense?
Yeah, you can see just taking a bigger leadership role this year, stepping up. I haven't spoken to him personally about it, but he just seems to be more comfortable calling guys out, and not over the top obnoxious kind of call outs, but doing the things that you need to be a leader, to get guys on the same page, doing the same things and how we need to do it to be able to get wins. And I think he's taken a comfortable step that way, and it's the same, always improving.
What did you say about the 2 young guys, Sione and Matt?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, obviously, when you come into the league as a rookie, no matter how good or smart you were in college, for some reason, there's always just that first, it's always a whirlwind trying to get your feet under you and play the football and be in a game and be effective. But I think you've seen from those guys that when they get everything down, they're going to be heck of football players in the NFL for a long time as long as they stay healthy. They're two very talented guys, and they work hard and they try to do things the right way. And once they figure that out and they get some experience, they're going to be very good.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about how you always want to keep improving and getting better.
Yep.
You, when they draft two linebackers like that, does that add that little competition? Does that kind of help you kind of keep doing that?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's just I'm personally just trying to do that all the time. I don't really see it that way. I don't need other people to boost my competition myself and make me try to get better, but it does improve the competition in the whole room. And the better your room gets, either subconsciously or consciously, people trying to get better to stay on the team because that's the goal. You want to be on the 53-man roster at the end of the year. It's just going to make the whole room better. And then if at the end of the week people get cut, people go somewhere else, other teams are going to snap up guys if you can make your room as good as it is. And I think that's happened the last couple of years with guys who've gotten let go from here. There's linebackers from the Browns all over the NFL playing a bunch of different teams, and it's just good for the whole overall of the room.
Along those lines, we're not that far removed from some rough seasons around here.
Yep.
What does it do for a player's psyche just to be a part of a team that's got this much talent and everything else that comes with that?
Yeah, I think, well, obviously when the season gets here, you got to win the games. But I think just last year getting a taste of getting some wins under your belt, and especially second half of the season, football is so much more fun when you're winning games. You can come in during the week and the mistakes, the errors that you made, maybe you gave up a touchdown in a one-on-one matchup in the red zone. But when you come in and you win, that's something you look at, you improve upon, you get better from, and you hopefully that don't make that mistake again. But when you lose, that's especially when you lose by a couple points like we've been doing the last couple of years, we had a lot of close games. That's well, if I could have made that play, we would have won the game, we would have got our first win, or we would have got another win. Made the whole team better, and it kind of weighs on you a little differently. But when you get those wins, the whole attitude of the team definitely takes a nice upswing, and I think we got a lot of talent that we should be able to get some wins this year.
You were so familiar with the defense that Greg and Blake Williams said you were like a coach, and you're the smartest linebacker they'd had in that system and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're switching, how far along are you? Are you fluent in this yet, or is it still a little bit foreign to you?
Yeah, I think fluent in terms of on paper, knowing what you're supposed to do, but it just takes reps and experience seeing things on the field and just programming them with your brain to be able to react as fast as possible. And I think that's always a work in progress on a first-year defense, no matter who you are. You just got to see the looks, you got to play in games, you got to experience it, and it'll get better. But yeah, I think in terms of paper X's and O's, I think the whole defense has gotten it down very well so far.
Knowing Greg for 2 years, Williams, do you think even if he had this defensive front, he would still add a fifth and sixth?
Oh yeah, no, I mean a little bit, but when you see the Rams when they were there in the early teens, just with those guys, they had Chris Long, Robert Quinn, and them. They just front and coverage. They would rush after the quarterback. They had a lot of good pass rushers, and they didn't blitz so much. So I think it would be a little less, but that's what you play to your personnel.
How would you characterize what kind of tone Freddie is attempting to set?
Yeah, it's just a workman-like mentality. I think the whole city of Cleveland can kind of vibe with that, because that's the vibe of the town. It's just come in, get the work done, outwork your opponents. We've had a long, tough camp, but everybody's gotten through it as a team, and it's just going to set us up for success later in the season when you face some adversity.
And Steve Wilkes, how would you describe his approach?
He's very detail-orientated, not a screamer or yeller as much as the guys we've had in the past, but he makes sure you know what you're doing. He holds everybody accountable on every single play. If you made a mistake, he's not afraid to call out anybody on the film to be able to do your job better. Because like I said earlier, it's do your 1/11th. If everybody does that, we're going to be a successful defense. And if you don't, he's not afraid to call you out on it, and the guys respect that.
When you see the guys up front getting in the backfield as much as they are right now, does that open things up for you? Or do you feel like that opens some things up for you to be able to maybe make some more plays and get back to where you were in 2017? What do you make?
Yeah, I mean, when guys are blowing things up front, I mean, they make some plays, and then you can kind of feed off the scraps of that. But it's just if you do your job in football in general in the NFL, you're going to make the plays that you're supposed to make, and if you do that, you're going to be set up for a good season. When you got guys up front like we got, it obviously makes things easier when offensive line's focusing on them more. in the run or pass game. You can take your chances a little bit when you know or are guessing a specific route's going to come. You know the quarterback's going to be pressured and he's going to be trying to get the ball out quick. So all over the secondary and the back seven, I think we should benefit off that. And in the run game, we said just do your job and plays will come.
You're in the moment when that's happening, I understand that, but when you go back and you're sitting in the film room and you see how fast Miles and Olivier and Sheldon and Larry are getting back there, what's your reaction when you get a chance to actually see it on film rather than being in that moment as the play's going?
Yeah, I mean, it's just we're going to be, if everybody stays healthy and can play all 16 games this year until the playoffs, we're going to be a darn good team, a darn good defense that a lot of teams are going to have to take notice of and prepare for, and you're not going to be able to double everybody, so we're going to be able to get after it.
Do you set the Pro Bowl as a goal after you made it, and then last year injury interfered and you didn't get that recognition?
Not really. I mean, obviously it's great to go there. I think the biggest reason I would want to go back so family members who couldn't go could go. But I just want to do my job in the defense. Like my goal, I set every year, is just get 100 tackles and affect the game in a positive way. And if I can do that, things are going to land where they are, and that's how life will be good if you just do your job.
Why 100 tackles specifically?
I just think when my second year is the goal I set, and I was able to achieve it, and everything after that kind of just fell into place. I don't like to do too many. You have to set personal goals within the team structure to be able to achieve good things and play well to help the team win. But I don't focus too much on too many individual goals, because if I got a list of 10 individual goals and I'm out there, I'm thinking about checking out 10 different goals, you're not going to be playing as fast as you can. So I just say keep it simple, keep it productive, and help the team win.
But on the topic of individuality, you have the contract year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to put that on the back burner in your mind, or do you use it as fuel? Or
when you're in the building, when you're on the field, definitely is in the back burner. You just got to focus on doing your job and doing it well, like I said. But when you get off the field, like when I go home and I hang out with my wife or talk to family members, it's obviously on the forefront of your mind, because you don't know. NFL is not for long. You don't know how long you're going to be here. You try to do as best as you can to secure your family's future in the best way possible. So off the field, you think about things like that. But you got to really be able to separate it, because if you're thinking about stuff like that when you're in the building, when you're trying to make plays, and you get worried if you miss a play, it's like, oh, there's however much money is out the gate because I couldn't make that one play. It's not going to be good. So you got to put that in the back of your mind and not really focus on it.
It's challenging to separate it?
Nah, not for me. I just come in here, and since I've been playing football, I'll just try to do my job, do what the coaches tell me, listen and be productive, and everything's worked out so far. So I just keep doing that.